It looks like we are live now. A big thumbs up and a big hi to everybody watching us right now. So happy to meet our Cambridge Veritas family once again on Instagram, LinkedIn, and on YouTube as well. If you guys are able to hear me, could you show me a big thumbs up in the comments below, please? Thank you. Perfect. If you guys are able to hear me, can you show me a big thumbs up? All right. So here we are with yet another roundtable with one of our alumni, Ms. Kausar Fathima. Kausar joined us last month with on the course called IELTS Train the Trainer Masterclass. Amazing program. A lot of teachers showing a lot of interest in it, primarily because they want to be certified IELTS, international IELTS trainers. And Kausar Fatima, I actually refer to her as Fatima, joined us with the dream of not only getting certified, but also understanding what is the secret sauce behind IELTS Train the Trainer. And that's exactly what we're going to be looking at today. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a huge round of applause and welcome Kausar Fatima. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a huge round of applause and welcome Kausar with us. Hi, Kausar, how are you?
Hi Krish, wonderful. How are you? Very happy to meet you once again.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I can see Suraj, Tasneem, Shinobi after a long time. Hi, guys. Mustafa, hello. Good to see you all. Uh, this is our YouTube family, Fatima. And I think you were also there with them when we used to have live classes,
Yes,
correct?
yes, yes. I was there. I was like very much impressed with your conversation then itself.
My God. So there's a very interesting announcement that I will make towards the end. But Fatima, this moment is yours. You've completed
Thank you
IELTS.
so much.
Yeah, you've completed IELTS
Thank you.
Train the Trainer Masterclass. Sorry, you were
Yes.
saying something. Please go ahead. Sorry, you were saying something. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm literally overwhelmed to share the screen once again with you. Like I'm very happy. I just can't even describe in words the way I am.
Sweet. How sweet. No, that's
Thank you
just very
so much,
sweet
Krish.
and kind of you. You're welcome. You're welcome. We're so happy to have you once again. Um, So, what we're going to do is in this discussion roundtable today, people who are watching us, teachers, students, they want to know how your transformation has been as a teacher. The idea is to understand from first-hand experience what they can learn from an IELTS Train the Trainer masterclass. Should they ever decide to do this in the future? So I'm going to be asking a series of questions, and whatever you genuinely feel about, please feel free to share it with the audience. Shall we start?
Sure, yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Superb. So my first question to you is, Fatima, what motivated you when you first joined IELTS Train the Trainer Masterclass at Cambridge Veritas?
Actually, to be frank with you, Krish, like I have opted with the IELTS trainer as an IELTS trainer before with other agency, I can say. But like there, I was literally bluffed by them. They were on cheating on me. Like I was totally disturbed with that. Later on, when I have scrolled up and I just got interacted with Aisha, and she motivated me a lot. Like after that one, I have just left out like the thought of getting it trained as an IELTS trainer. But later on, when I came across this Cambridge Veritas course structure and all, I was like literally totally overwhelmed with the uh, process she taught me. Like she has introduced me and like everything, and like I just without a second thought I enrolled myself, and I was waiting for the classes to be held with you. And after joining this, like I did not even regret it for this. Like I thought that was my wonderful decision of taking.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. That's wonderful. Thank you so much for mentioning that. Um, I know that initially it can be really daunting, especially when you're looking for the right program. And I always say
That's true.
during a teacher training journey, two things are very, very important. Number one, your trainer has to be very important,
That's
and
yeah.
number two, the syllabus that you do, because it can be any platform. I
Hmm.
think it's a good idea to always get in touch with once at least who the trainer is, so that you have an idea, so that you're prepared in advance. Yeah. I'm sorry that your experience was like that in the beginning, but hopefully it was better later. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I was like on cloud nine after getting
Sweet.
trained by you.
So
Like
sweet.
I'm very much confident now that I can. To be frank, like I am a teacher, basically a trainer who teaches kids. Like I
Mhm.
was in a dilemma whether I would be able to teach youngsters or people who are getting trained for IELTS or not. But
That's right.
after getting trained by you, I'm in a total confident. Like I'm like 100% confident I'll be able to teach the adults even.
Adults as well. It's kind of like it opens a new market for you as a trainer, correct?
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
you're if you're an online trainer for that matter, you have, or if you're an edupreneur, or for that matter, you're teaching at an institute. you know, it kind of opens a new world for you that helps you sort of earn more with the passage of time, isn't it?
That's true. Like earning is
Yeah,
a different aspect for me, but like after getting trained for IELTS, like I have become more confident of myself
that's
that
right.
uh, I can say like more confident of my English and like
Uh-huh.
more confident about my teaching skills even after getting trained with you.
That's so sweet, and thank you for highlighting the non-financial part of it, which nobody can deny is a very important part, as a matter of fact. So thank you for talking
That's
about
true. But I am just like that's a secondary part for me. But I just wanted to be a I just can't express that part. But I wanted to be a um, I don't have words to tell that. In fact,
that. Uh-huh. That's sweet. That's sweet. So my next question is, what was your biggest aha moment during the entire masterclass? And you can take a moment to think about it. What do you think was a moment that made you feel, that is something that I did not know, and this is something that can be very useful?
to be frank, from the day one, I was like on the day one, I was very much nervous, like whether I would be able to handle this or not. But
Mhm.
after getting interacted with you, like after having a first conversation with you,
Mhm.
I can say like with my co-trainer Raja,
Raja,
he was like on top of me. I was like thinking whether I would be able to come to this part or not.
that's
But
right.
later on, from the day two of the classes, I was like more confident. No, I can also do better than him. And
Hmm.
like of talking about aha moment, I don't think so. I have anything such, but total of my classes were wonderful. I can say.
I understand. I remember that there was, I think it was day two, day three of the training, and you'd mentioned that you are quite, you are a bit intimidated by Raja's vocabulary. And then what changed later? What made you feel a little more confident from the following days, from the day after?
I was like, he was like totally out of my thoughts, I can say. Like, he was
Uh-huh.
very much capable of doing everything. And I was
Hmm.
like totally feeling, oh my God, will I be able to with at that part or not?
That's
But
right.
like, I could do that, I can say. After
And
like gaining confidence with your words and like you being motivating me that I can do everything.
uh-huh.
While I can opt for this, I can do everything. You have been very, very motivating for me. And I have been wonderful later on, I can say.
Lovely. I think from the trainer's perspective, those words of encouragement are very important, and that is something that you continue as a trainer as well, because you've seen how it helps motivate the trainee during the training
Yes,
phase.
yes, that's true. Like I
Absolutely.
have opted that thing from you. Like I have like just put it on my mind. Like I should be this way. Like how Krish has been supportive to his trainers, to his trainees. I should also be the same way. Like giving a proper feedback. Like supporting them throughout the course. I just
That's
opted that thing from you.
That's very sweet. And I totally agree because that is the kind of legacy that you sort of continue from your trade. Because uh, it's not something that I knew that this is something that works, words of motivation for your students. Sorry, there's a little bit of cackling happening with the mic. I think keep it slightly. Yeah, yeah, I think this will be better. Thank you.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah, thank you. So, and I think one of my trainers, and I always take her name, Megha Malhotra. She used to teach me at a school in Canada, and she's done exactly the same thing to me. And I think that is something that you sort of continue. That my trainer did that. It worked in the classroom, and I have to sort of continue it as well. Yeah.
Definitely. I would also continue the same thing, I can say.
Uh-huh. Lovely. So let's talk about a few challenges because challenges are a part of all the journeys. So I'd
Yes.
like to ask you what bear with me. So, what activity did you find the most challenging, and how did you try to overcome that?
Okay. This was like the micro teaching activity which you have given us.
Mm,
That was like little bit challenging for me because though I'm a trainer, like I have
mm,
been like teaching kids wonderfully. I can say like I got a very good feedback from all the parents, but like while I had a student, like you have given us a student, like this course was me and I was the student for Raja, and Raja was a student for me. And
uh-huh,
that part was little challenging for me because I had to be a student for a wonderful trainer who himself is a trainer, and he is an entrepreneur, like he is an educator, I can say. Like
uh-huh,
that was little challenging for me.
uh-huh. I see. I see. That and do you think that that micro teaching is also a very important activity on the
Yes,
program?
I
At the
have
same,
learned a lot from that part, even like that was the most turning point I can say in my career because
why do you?
I haven't overcome any time like
Okay.
that particular thing in my journey.
Hmm.
To be frank with you, Krish, I can say like I have been a trainer. Uh, it's only like I have been training online, and it was just I can say that's like a homely environment which I have seen with me. But
Uh-huh.
like after getting into this professional course, trying to be like to adjusting myself into a professional course, that has been like very challenging for me. Like
Uh-huh.
this micro teaching part was also like that was a turning point. I can say I have gained a lot of confidence through it.
Couldn't agree more. Raja is here with us. Hi, Raja. So
Hi,
happy to
Raja.
see you. Raja was actually a co-teacher with Fatima. They were in one group, and uh, yes, I totally agree with Raja. Raja is saying you did wonderful throughout the course, Fatima ma'am. I learned so many things from you, especially micro teaching session. Oh, that's so sweet.
Thank you so much, Raja. That's so sweet of you.
Yeah. So those people who do not know who's Raja, I'm good, Raja. Thank you so much. So happy to see you. Raja is one of our teacher trainees who had joined the IELTS Train the Trainer Masterclass as well, and they were both in one group, Fatima
That's
and Raja.
good.
All right, lovely. I think TPs, teaching practice, micro teaching sessions are incredibly important on any occasion. What was the transformation did you see in yourself pre-teaching, micro teaching, and post micro teaching?
Like I can
Yeah.
say, yeah, I can say like presenting myself. To
That's right.
first point is presenting myself. The feedback you have given me, like how to present myself,
That's
that
right.
was I have transformed myself in that part, and like whatever the feedback you have given me, I have just changed that part. Like I can say I have transformed myself into that
Gotcha, gotcha. So you would say that the feedback that follows after the
micro
master
teaching.
micro teaching
Yeah,
helps a lot. Okay,
yeah, that helped a lot to me.
all right. Um, okay, let's move on to the next question. Thank you so much for answering that. Can you share with us a fun before and after story or an event that highlights how you have transformed throughout the course? Maybe you can pick another activity besides micro teaching that made you feel before this, I used to do it in a different manner, and after this activity, I'm going to try it completely differently.
Yeah, I can say this one was like I just forgot about the activity, but this was something. Um, That
That's
was
a
speed reading or something activity. I remember like it was speed reading, right? We just had to follow all the instructions, but we couldn't, and we simply like that was a fun moment for us. Like me and Raja both has done mistake there itself. In fact, we had to follow the whole instructions, but we didn't follow the instructions randomly. We just did all the questions. That was like the last part was to attempt only the first three questions, and that was like there I have recollect. I mean, like I have uh, told to myself like instructions are very much important for us. Like we need to follow the instructions here.
Sorry to cut you short. For our audience, could you help them understand what the activity was? What did you guys do in that activity and what it made you learn? So three questions. What it was, what did you learn
Yeah.
from it? Yes.
Yes,
Two
that
questions.
was like I remember it was like speed reading activity only. Yeah, it was named speed reading activity. We need
Mhm.
to read all the questions out there. I mean, like the first question itself was read all the instructions given. But
Correct.
as we are Indians, we don't follow the instructions, I can say.
All
Like
right.
we didn't follow the instructions, we didn't read all the questions, but started attempting all. The last one was like you have to answer only the first three questions, and
Exactly.
unfortunately we both of them have failed in that, and that was a very fun moment for us. Like we
Exactly.
uh, even though now if I recollect that moment, I'll be like, oh shit, what is this I have done? How could I be so dumb? Like that was a very much fun moment throughout the classes, I can say.
And do you think you can use the same activity for your students? And what did you learn from that activity?
That yeah, I have learned a lot. Like I have learned that you need to give instructions to the students, and you need to make them follow that. Like
Hmm.
you need to tell them that to follow the instructions as well, and
That's right.
how to deal with that question also.
That's right. That's right. So, all in all, it can be said that on the IELTS test, for the trainer, it's very important to teach. I think our internet is doing a little bit of glitches here and there. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, yes, now I can hear you.
Perfect. So, I was actually saying that activity basically ends up teaching the importance of instructions to the students.
Yes, that's true.
Yes.
That's exactly true.
In a very fun manner, as a matter of
Yes,
fact. Right?
yes.
Excellent, lovely. Thank you.
Because most of the students are like everybody, I can say they don't at all follow the instructions. They just read the first question, and like we just have to attempt all the questions. They will be in that blank mind.
Uh huh. Uh huh. Excellent.
that is
Absolutely.
that is that is like we have to read all the instructions, even we have to go through all the questions. I can say this is mostly the part of IELTS exam. Like we have to first read the instructions, read all the questions, and then
Uh-huh.
go attempt the questions.
Absolutely. I would say that more often than not, we lay a lot of importance to the questions, but not as much to to the instructions, because
Yes.
we feel that instructions are constant throughout. But
Hmm.
that kind of activity helps a lot, especially with reading and listening exercise types of questions, because you may not know some questions are only meant to be answered in two words or in just
Yes.
one word. So if you do not
Yes,
read the
that's
instruction, even if the answer is right, it'll be deemed wrong. Yeah.
yes, that's true. That's
Excellent.
true.
Super. Let's move to something that surprised you the most during the masterclass. So, can you talk about any one moment or incident or an activity that surprised you the most during the masterclass?
uh yeah, like throughout all the classes were very much interactive, and like I can say they were excellent. I don't have any moment I can say I was surprised about the
Particularly.
masterclass.
All right. Um, so, we often ask this question to all the teachers, and that is related to learning styles. And I'm sure you also know that. I think we've also spoken about during the masterclass, different students have different learning styles. Some are
Yes,
auditory, some are communicative, some are kinesthetic, some are visual learners. So,
yes.
can you talk about what particular aspect of teaching approach uh, works the best for you, or worked the best for you during the masterclass?
Like we have been we have been reading throughout the questions and all.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So
We have been
basically,
like,
so for example, some of the activities are uh, uh, some of the activities require you to work with your partner. So that's the
yeah,
communicative approach. Some of
yes.
these activities require you to present, which is the individual, presentation approach. Some of these
Hmm.
activities are where you're maybe watching something or listening to something. Which activity during the training program had the most impact on you, and why?
The case studies, the case studies which you gave us, they were definitely very much like different for me. I have never been through that, and like I had to work a lot on those things.
Could you talk about what those case studies were for our audience, and what happened in that activity?
Like there were two different case studies. Like one was about the learners from different backgrounds, and one were adult learners who were opting for the IELTS training. And we have to talk about their schedules. We have to talk about their reading. I mean, like activities, how we need to schedule their classes and all.
Mhm.
So that was a little difficult part for me.
Hmm. I
I
think
had
that
learned a lot through that case studies also, like how to do the case studies and how to assign the questions, how to answer those case study questions and all.
I must commend you on the fact that you're able to sort of nitpick activities that we did during the master class, which I think is just commendable when it comes to your memory. Uh, so, with that case study part, I think it was a part of planning the IELTS course. How would you
Yes,
plan it given the
plan the
opportunity?
course exactly.
Ah, right, right, right. Lovely. Excellent. So let's talk about looking at things in the hindsight. If you could go back in time and if you could give yourself the advice or the advice to teachers who are watching right now before starting this course, what would you tell them or tell yourself?
Just go blind and opt for the course from Cambridge Veritas. I can say, like, you will be wonderful. Like, do not even think of any other platform. If you're opting for IELTS, if you're opting for becoming an IELTS trainer, go blindly to Cambridge Veritas, and you can choose the best course and the best trainer, I can say.
Hmm.
Throughout the Cambridge Veritas had different aspects. Like I can say, we have even we which you have given the portal for us, that has different aspects of practice sessions also. Like we have different case studies learning. Like it's totally different, I can say. The way you have described the course to us, the way you have designed the course for the IELTS trainer to be, that is excellent, I can say. People who are opting to train for this, like opting to get trained for this IELTS trainer, as an IELTS trainer, they can go blind and just opt for the course from Cambridge Veritas.
That's sweet. That's sweet. That's very kind of you to say. Let's talk about listening model lesson plan. If you still remember that, IELTS listening model lesson. It had 8 stages. So
Yes, yes,
introduce the topic, then introduce the vocabulary and the rest of it. Can you talk
yes.
about can you talk about that a little bit? Like what did you learn and how did that help you during micro teaching? And how do you think it can help other teachers who are watching? Because generally teachers don't follow a listening lesson plan, correct?
Yes, yes.
They just go
Yeah.
and teach with audio, playing the audio. So can you talk a little bit about
Yeah,
that?
this one you have taught us wonderfully, like how the listening skills should be, how the questions should be presented to the students, like what are the key concepts to be like to be presented to the student, the vocabulary, like first how to highlight the vocabulary which we will be facing in the listening skills, and
Yeah.
to introduce this vocabulary, to give the meaning of that particular, just to like I can say, to before the student gets to hear that vocabulary, I mean that listening skills part, he should be aware of the vocabulary which is introduced in the listening, and like they should be aware of the terms that are introduced in the listening part, and then the questions to be answered. Like this was our micro teaching part, and there we have learned a lot, I can say. like
mm,
the listening skills should be presented perfectly, like the questions should be presented in the same with the same audio that is presented over there. And yeah, we should make the student listen to the audio 2 times, so that
mm,
he can remember the questions, I mean, like
mm,
the answer and all. uh,
mm,
this was the most interesting part, I can say, which I have learned from listening skills. The other trainers, they won't do this way, I can say, because I have been a part of the other training sessions also. This idea of how you have presented the listening skills, that is not there with the other trainers even.
mm, mm, mm. If you remember, we had spoken about during I'm not sure if during the end of the first week or the starting of the second week, we had spoken about the difference between training and testing. Can you elaborate a little bit on that? That there's a difference between training the skill and testing the skill, and how you should schedule it. So, can you talk a little bit about that to our audience, please, to the teachers watching?
Yeah, because before like training this, before testing the student, we need to train it first. We need to train them first. Then like they should be perfect as a trainer, and then they should be tested.
Hmm.
Like they are we should not test the student beforehand itself. We
Hmm.
should make them aware of the concept first, and then test the student.
That's right. That's right. So, most of the teachers, what they end up doing is, out of good intention only,
Yes.
they end up testing the skills from day one.
That is what I have learned from you. This thing also, like we are not supposed to test the student beforehand so that he gets scared of the concept. Like first, you
Absolutely.
should make them aware of the concept, train them to the concept, and then give them the test.
Mhm, mhm. Perfect. Lovely. So, we're gonna before we wrap this up, I'm gonna ask a very interesting question that we ask all our alumni, and that is, if you could describe your journey in just 3 words, what would those words be and why?
I can just say out of like that's exciting, amazing,
Uh-huh.
and like very much interesting.
Uh-huh. All right. Lovely, exciting, interesting, and very much interesting. Very
Yeah.
nice. There's something that Raja has to say. Can you read it out loud for us, Fatima?
Information gap activity. Seriously, I found this was a great activity which can make every student involved in the learning. Thank
Hmm.
you, Krish. Yeah, that was like gap activity. I remembered it.
Which activity is he talking about?
That was the first one, the first activity which were learned. Gap activity.
Information gap activity, where I think he's talking about IELTS speaking activity that we had
Yes,
taken
yes.
initially. Thank you,
First,
Raja, for mentioning that. Yeah, please
the
continue.
capsule activity. Thank you,
That's
Krish, sir. Yeah.
all right. Cool. Perfect. Thank you, Raja, for mentioning that. It is, in fact, a very important activity. It's more like fill in the blank, but a new name has been given to it, which is information gap
That's
activity.
true, but like that activity has like a different aspect of teaching also, I can say. Like though
Hmm.
all the questions we are aware of all the answers, but still that was like very much informative.
Correct. And I think one of the best parts about the activity is that you do not have the answers that are given within the activity. So you have to
That's
think
true.
before you
Think
answer.
and write, yes.
Exactly. So it's not like a typical fill in the blanks where answers are given on the panel above.
Answers are, yes.
That's right. That's right. Lovely.
Overall, all the activities, like you haven't trained us like you get trained for this part, you haven't trained us in that way, but like all the whole course was activity based, I can say. Like
Uh-huh.
all the 10 days they were like just like a blink of eye. They have just vanished out that way.
That's one thing that all the teachers say towards the end, that it kind of makes you feel that it just zipped by, you know?
That's what, yeah, that's true.
Absolutely.
Like though I was like I have been fasting that throughout the day, those were in the month of Ramadan, and I was fasting to the 2 hours that used to be like just blink of eye, and I was like, oh my god, 2 hours are done.
Exactly, exactly.
That was the part.
Exactly. For those teachers, I know that you've answered this question before as well, but not from the context of Cambridge Veritas. For those teachers who are really struggling uh, uh, during their journey of IELTS Train the Trainer Masterclass, what advice would you like to give them?
Like they should go for at least this course from Cambridge Veritas, I can say. Like that is totally different. Like you will get a confidence, though you can say like you have previously trained from other institute as well, you can just opt for this and you get confidence of training as an IELTS trainer.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. And those who are doing it already, and they may find micro teaching really hard, or they may find certain activities really hard. What advice do you have for them?
This micro teaching part was totally a game changer, I can say.
Uh-huh,
That is totally a game changer actually.
uh-huh. Okay, cool, perfect. Fatima, I would like to take this opportunity to first of all thank you so much for joining
Thanks,
today,
thanks to
and
you,
to
Krish,
all
like
our
for opting for me
audience.
this once again.
You're welcome. We're now going to take a few questions from the teachers or the audience students who are watching us right now. So, guys, in case you have any questions and you'd like to drop it in the chat box, please feel free to let us know your questions, and Fatima and I will try our best to answer those questions.
Definitely.
Sure, Fatima.
Sure, sure, definitely.
Excellent. Um all right. Until we receive some questions, my next question to you is: I've got a teeny weeny questions. Um, Sometimes we are just hesitant, and it's not related to joining, let's say, a particular institute or Cambridge Veritas or anybody else. The idea is sometimes people just feel hesitant about the ability to teach. uh, do you have any encouragement to offer them, Fatima?
Yeah, definitely. Teaching is like I can say that's a very good option. I can say like that's very good part of our life, because when we as a trainer we teach students, we gain confidence and also we build up someone's future. I can say this part.
Okay.
So
Absolutely.
like initially we feel little hesitation for teaching, but like later on once we are into the feel, like we will gain lot of confidence,
Sure.
because I was also the same. Like initially I just felt like will I be able to do or not, will I be able to do or not. Like I just passed off 4 years being as a trainer, and like still when I opted for as IELTS trainer, being an IELTS trainer, like at that moment also I was like little hesitant, will I be able to do or not. But like
Uh-huh.
once the trainer is good, then you will gain lot of confidence, I can say, just
That's
like you.
that's just very sweet
If
of you
you
to
have a
mention.
good trainer, then there's we can automatically gain confidence of teaching.
The
Like
training is
once you
so.
like step in. Sorry, Krish, I didn't get you.
Please continue.
Okay, like if you step in, then you can definitely gain confidence and you can do that.
Hmm. Hmm. So it turns out trainers role play a very important role. Trainers role
That's
plays a very important role.
that's
Um,
true. That's true. If the trainer is not supportive, then we will lose the confidence also. Like
correct.
I
Correct.
can say this part, like as I have told you, I have been into the other one also. Like there, I was taking the foundation course, and I was little. That trainer used to demotivate me, and I was like, "Oh my God, am I really this? Like I can't handle this." I was like that nervous. I was
Hmm.
not able to do initially, and then later on, like I told you before also, like I can't handle this, Krish. I can't do. I told you on the day one also, right? Then you told me like you can do. You will be able to do. You gave me
Abs-
confidence, and like I
I,
rocked, I can say.
I remember using that word. Absolutely. You have all that it takes to do it, finish it. Absolutely. I think I think it is so important for people to show their confidence in us, because we may feel that we can't do it, but those words of encouragement really are music to your ears, and
That's
you.
true, and that is what we have learned from you in the training also. Like you have been telling, give a good feedback to student as well. Like uh, the students which we are get like who are taking training from us, they should you should give feedback. You have been constantly telling us like the feedback is very much important, feedback is very much important.
That's
And
right.
like the feedback which you gave us is also like that was amazing
Mhm.
throughout the course.
And that makes me ask the feedback related to micro teaching. So, when it comes to, you've taught a particular lesson, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then you receive feedback from the trainer. How does that feedback help you to understand how you performed in the lesson? Can you shed some light on that?
Yes, definitely, because that would only give us confidence, I can say, to interact with the next lesson.
Mm-hmm.
The way at that same moment, like how Raja sir has given the feedback, like and I have given the feedback to him, like he also realized his mistakes, where he was where he did some mistakes, and like the way he gave me the feedback that time,
That's,
that at that moment itself, like we realized the mistake, okay, we can just correct ourselves in the next part of our lesson.
that's right.
The feedback is very much important. After like micro teaching part also, I have realized this thing, like.
That's right. That's right. Lovely. Thank you. Thank you for mentioning that. Um, Uh, Peer feedback, something that you mentioned, is
Yes.
of ultimate importance because, yes, you will get feedback from the trainer that's going to be professional, practiced. He's been doing that or she's been doing that for a long time. But the on-spot feedback that you get from your peers plays a very vital role as well because they're going to be in the same shoes with you soon.
Yes, that's true. That's true. And like I can say that feedback was also like genuine, not like, oh, she's good on top or he is good on top. Nothing like that. That was a genuine feedback, I can say.
Exactly.
What we
Exactly.
have given each other.
Excellent. Lovely. Thank you so much. Um, all in all, I can say that it was wonderful having you during the program, Fatima. You were very, very motivated, always joining on time, and and at the same time, my God, I have to mention it for those people watching. Fatima used to teach American shift, so she would basically teach throughout the night, and then make sure that she attend the master class as well with full throttle, full energy. So kudos to you for that.
Thank
Uh,
you so much, Krish. But you as a trainer motivated us. That is what I'm telling you, like repeatedly. You as a trainer motivated me totally. Like day on fasting, taking up the classes and night shift. Like though all these things were a part of my schedule, those 2 hours were like just a blink of.
Uh-huh. And those were the fasting period for you. You mentioned
Yes,
that.
that was a fasting period also.
That's right. That's right. Perfect. For those people watching, in case you're interested to be an IELTS trainer, the IELTS masterclass is available to all our to all the teachers watching. Feel free to WhatsApp our counselors on the number that you can see on the screen, which is 8068212576. Um, I want to thank Ms. Fatima once again for joining us and for blossoming this talk with her insights. Um,
Thank you so much. Thank you so
you're
much, Krish.
welcome. You're welcome. Fatima, once again, thank you for being a part of it, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Yeah,
My pleasure. I'm like waiting for the next courses to be taken from you.
so sweet. Thank you. Please look
Thanks
after
a lot.
yourself. Take care.
Thank you so much. Right. Bye, Krish.
Bye bye. And for those people here with us, I told you there's going to be a very interesting announcement. If you guys remember, the announcement is we're going to be soon starting our live classes once again. So, a big heart and a big apology once again. We stopped it suddenly. But the idea was to set up, as you guys already know, to set up the studio for you guys in London and making sure that the quality does not get hampered, most importantly. So we're going to be starting the live classes once again super, super soon. Take care. God bless. Sending loads and loads of love. And I will see you guys soon. Ciao, ciao. Bye.